Okie dokie. Welcome everybody to 2026. Welcome. I hope all of you adventure lovers out there had a wonderful Christmas break and New Year. All four of you. We completed Plundered Hearts right before Christmas, and so yeah, we're gonna start the new year with a brand new game. Well, brand new game to us, obviously. A game that we've never played before. So this is episode 1 of Hadean Lands, which is by Andrew Plotkin, and it was published in 2014. So it's a modern interactive fiction game, and Andrew Plotkin, who's also known as Zarf, is a very well-known author and programmer of text adventure games. He features in Get Lamp, the documentary about text adventures that came out quite a long time ago now, 15 years ago at least. And this is like his magnum opus, I think. I mean, he won lots of awards for other games, smaller games, but Hadean Lands, I think I'm correct in saying, was his attempt to create the ultimate text adventure game, to create the optimal balance between story and setting and puzzles. It's a puzzle driven narrative, and he's always been very focused on puzzles. You know, very devious. And, you know, has a reputation for maybe not being the easiest puzzles to solve, but certainly for having elegant puzzles that are consistent and take place in a consistent environment. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this has got that sweet spot. And it should also be really player friendly. It's a modern game. It's not running emulated. It hasn't been built with, you know, in languages that were developed or first developed in the 1980s. It's built from scratch in its own game engine. We're playing the version that's available on Steam, on PC. It's also available on iOS and a few other platforms, I think, as well. And yeah, and there's a few things to show you. So hopefully you can see the screen. I'm using just default settings in terms of the font, but this is as zoomed in as I can get. I can't enlarge it any more than this in the game. So hopefully you can read it okay.
It's just about okay.
Is it for all of you?
Stuff too.
Looks lovely to us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see it nice and clearly on my second monitor here, but obviously I'm looking at it live. I'm not watching the stream. So yeah, hopefully people will be able to see it easily when they watch this back or as it's streaming for them. So yeah, let's start with the game, and then I'll show you a couple of things, because as well as the game, Rosie?
How long have we been doing this? Like 2 years?
Yeah.
I've just worked out how to make YouTube go full screen. So I can read it now.
Brilliant.
Carry on.
Yeah. You know, you've obviously never had need to previously. So yeah, in addition to the game screen, there's also a map and a journal. So I'll show those in a sec after I've read this introduction. So this is literally as it starts, as it boots up from scratch. There's a quote here. It says, "The moon is of lightly moving, and the moon is planet of way. And for that skill it giveth us will of kind, for to move lightly and for to go diverse ways, and to seek strange things and other diversities of the world. For the moon environeth the earth more hastily than any other planet." And that's from the Travels of Sir John Mandeville. You have awakened, it says.
Just to let everyone know, so that is a real thing. It's a 14th century travel book,
Right.
about the travels of Sir John Mandeville going to India and the Far East, and it's one of those.
Wow.
It's nowadays, I think we were pretty sure that it's all fictional, but there are certain. It was certainly at the time it was debated, and some people claim that Christopher Columbus, for example, was heavily influenced by the book, and one of the reasons he made his journey was to find the things that Sir John Mandeville talks about.
Right, but the suspicion is that he never actually went.
Well, it's yes, it has lots of stuff in it which is complete. It's like, I think,
Or he got as far as Poland and.
I think one of the stories about the human race that doesn't have heads.
Oh,
I think
yes.
that might be one of his, and there's yeah. It's
Okay.
sort of it's more fantastical than Marco Polo, but also quite possibly, more than likely, it was written by someone that had heard stories
Yeah.
of people that had traveled there.
Yeah. And
then
added.
every now and again, it has a nugget of truth in it.
Okay.
But
So interesting that it mentions the moon then. And then it asks the question, have you played interactive fiction before? So I think this is part of the intention of the game, is to be player friendly and to introduce brand new players to the concept of text adventure games. So if you say no, it will give you a tutorial and lots of kind of help on getting started with text adventures. But we can skip that, obviously. But before I say yes, I'm just going to show two things. So here's the map. So it essentially shows us quite a lot, possibly everything, for all we know. And we have the option to turn the labels on and off up here. Although why we turn them off, I don't know. Maybe we should start with them off so that we can explore things. And there's also the ability to flash the star, and the star should show us our location. But I think we haven't actually started the game yet, so I don't know where we start in this maze, in this map. Speaking of mazes, there is actually a maze here by the looks of it. So there's that, and then there's also the alchemy journal. So you can see that, and we can sort the entries by date or by name, and we can look at formulae, rituals. We have no rituals, and facts. So that we know one fact, which is a lecture on aromas. You dimly recall taking notes on the uses of aroma in alchemy. Perfumes influence a ritual by adding elemental principles of the atmosphere. You might open an input of ginger essence for a fiery ritual, or mint essence for a cooling effect. Citronelle is strengthening. Seaweed has something to do with breath. It was a tedious lecture. And formulas, we know 4 of them. Elementary word of binding. The elementary word of binding is frequently used to make simple chemical compounds. Word of essential nature. The word of essential nature is used in rituals to invoke the principle of sympathy. The simple sealing word creates a boundary circle around a ritual space. Most alchemical procedures begin with a sealing word, and an unsealing mantra isn't just an alchemical formula, it's just a way isn't an alchemical formula, it's just a way to divert your mind from a ritual in progress, breaking open the bound and dissipating any energies. So like cancel, it's a cancel mantra. So presumably we'll learn, or we'll figure out how to apply these. So there we go. So let's say yes. Great. If you need a refresher, select the IF reference card menu option. On with the show. You smell copal incense, machine oil, rosemary, alcohol, and blood. Creaking, bending steel beams. No, that's not an odour. Why did you think the bulkheads were crumpling in on you? What would that even smell like? You're pretty sure it's not your own blood anyway. The secondary alchemy lab is your duty station this shift, where you were before now, before you woke up on the floor, smelling copal, oil, rosemary, and, well, alcohol is right. You are scrubbing the workbench. Enjoying your shift, Swabby? Not anymore, Sarge. The lamps shouldn't be flickering like that, and His Majesty's Marcher, the unanswerable retort, really shouldn't be this quiet. Hadean Lands, overdue interactive fiction by Andrew Plotkin. Copyright 2016 to 14 to 16, I guess. 14 June by Andrew Plotkin. Release 5, serial number, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it was written in Inform. Okay. So let's get more. Secondary alchemy lab. The lab is unsettlingly dim, but familiar enough. Rough wooden walls, the broad stone surface of the workbench. The lab door is to the north. It's closed. To the east is the lab's supply closet. Except the entire east side of the room is filled with clear crystal. That's not so familiar. That's downright strange. You notice a heap of alchemical supplies piled on a table. Next to the table, an iron panel is set in the floor. Let's look at the map. Okay, so we're here. If we flash star, the star will flash, I guess, to alert us to our location. And if we look at labels, there's secondary alchemy lab. And then presumably our yeah, this is still all the same. Okay, let's try an inventory. We're carrying nothing. Let's look at the supplies. Lying on the flimsy table are a sheet of instructions, a sprig of rosemary, 2 impets of essential oil, peppermint and ginger, a pair of tarnished calipers, and a brass pin. Get everything? Okay, that's everything from the table. That means, yeah, there can't have been anything else in the room. Oh, brass pin. Oh, yeah, brass pin. That was there as well.
Apart from the instructions, which I guess are just there to be read.
Yes. So let's read. Let's just try exits. The only ways out are north, east, and the hatch in the floor, but east seems to be a problem. Let's look at the crystal. It's not crystal. It's more as if the air has cracked right across the room, leaving a plane of cleavage which is visible only in refraction. Okay. Let's read the instructions then, shall we? You pick up the sheet and find Sergeant Brooks's familiar scrawl. Ensign Forsyth. When you're finished scrubbing, get these calipers freshened up. You should be able to handle the ritual. See me afterwards. The other side is printed in the familiar smudgy black letter of Navy receipts. For the cleansing of brass tarnish, prepare an atmosphere of fiery principles. Place a brass token within the bound and seal it. Speak a word of essential nature so that the properties of brass may be evoked. Compound the atmosphere with a resinous note. Then intone the lesser phlogistical saturation to complete the token's investment. Place token directly on tarnished item. The syllables of the saturation formula are spelled out below, and scrawled beneath that, resinous note, wave the rosemary, Swabby. You memorize the instructions, including the lesser phlogistical saturation. You also pick up the sheet, just in case. To list what you've memorized, type recall or remember. You've learned one ritual. Basic tarnish cleansing inscription. After months of diligent practice, you have memorized several common alchemical formulae. the lesser phlogistical saturation, an elementary word of binding, the world of essential nature, a simple sealing word, an unsealing mantra. You have picked up assorted facts, the work assignment, the resinous note, and a lecture on aromas.
So, just in case anyone doesn't know, phlogiston is the basically it was believed it's what created fire. It was the substance that burnt in the sort of pre-modern view of the world.
Yeah, at the time of alchemy rather than chemistry.
Yeah.
So the work assignment ends in Forsyth. When you're finished scrubbing, get these calipers freshened up. And the resinous note is wave the rosemary swabby. And the formulae, lesser phlogistical saturation, is a knot of breathy syllables. It has to do with the reversing process of tarnish and rust. Elementary word of binding, yes, these are the other ones that we already knew. We knew. So it was a brass pin, was it? It's a short, straight bit of brass, no longer than your thumb joint.
Didn't it say we needed to clean the calipers as well?
Oh, yeah. These are standard naval chart calipers. You see the astrographers using them every time you walk past the tower, but the brass is badly tarnished, particularly around the hinge. So it seemed like we're supposed to cast this on a piece of brass that we can then bring into contact with the thing to be cleaned. And presumably the brass pin is the thing that we need to do the ritual on.
You don't think it's on the calipers then?
No, the tarnish is on the calipers. But we need
to do the kind of spell thing on the brass token, it said.
Yeah. That's what it said.
Okay.
Yeah, you charge a piece of brass and then you bring it into contact with the thing that's rusty, and then it removes the rust from the thing that's rusty.
Okay.
That seemed to be it.
I mean, being pedantic, it said it's brass, so it won't be rusty, but it's tarnished brass, not rust.
Yes, fair enough. It's not oxidized brass. Instructions, wasn't it? Can we just do it again? These are all the bits of paper you've picked up recently. The bundle contains the lesser phlogistical saturation, also describes the basic tarnish cleansing inscription, as well as the work assignment and the resinous note. Okay. Okay. What else is there? Right. We read the inscription again? No.
Wait, hasn't that now transferred into a task in our journal?
Sorry, yes, a ritual. Yes, you're right, of course. For the cleansing of brass tarnish, prepare an atmosphere of fiery principles. Place a brass token within the bound and seal it. Speak a word of essential nature so the properties of brass may be evoked. Compound the atmosphere with a resinous note, then intone the lesser phlogistical saturation to complete the token's investment. Place token directly on tarnished item. There we go. So fiery principles. What are the fiery principles?
Was it ginger or something?
Ginger. Yes, ginger is the fiery principle, I guess. Brass token within the bound. We need to seal the bound. Speak a word of essential nature. Word of essential nature.
So
compound
So
with the
we need-
resinous note. That's the rosemary, and then do that. Okay. Sorry, Mike.
So we need to create the bound. It feels
Yeah.
like we've got to create a circle, put the pin in the circle, then do the ritual that seals the circle.
Yeah.
Then do the ritual that charges the pin. Or something. Then that's when I sort of. I think we need to just do it one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Do you want to try them in order?
I mean, the resonance note is wave the rosemary. So maybe we need to create the atmosphere, prepare an atmosphere of fiery principles. Do we wave the ginger? Let's try. You wave it tentatively around. Okay, wave ginger. Okay, open ginger. You pop open the input and the ginger aroma rolls out, stinging your nose. Okay, I think that's an atmosphere of fiery principles.
Yeah.
The pin is on the table, so the next thing is to
Do the sealing ritual.
do the sealing ritual. Simple sealing word. Say sealing word. You take a breath, trace the bound in your mind, and intone the simple sealing word. The arc begins to glow orange. Speak a word of essential nature. Yeah. Place a brass token within the bound.
You've done that, haven't you?
I suppose. We just put it on the table. Is that within the bound? Let's have a look at the arc. The workbench is a broad slab of bluestone chipped and scarred. A bound is incised on its surface, the circular arc that contains and constrains work of alchemy. The workbench bound glows orange, but there is nothing within. You notice a worn steel bolt lying under the workbench. Okay, get pin and bolt. Put pin on arc or in arc. So the workbench is where we do this. We can't just do it anywhere. The orange light ripples as you push through the arc. You leave the brass pin within the workbench bound and carefully withdraw your hand. Okay, so let's look at the arc. A brass pin rests within the workbench bound, which is glowing orange. Okay. So this is so far so good. Speak a word of essential nature. Speak essential nature. You intone the word of essential nature. The nature of the brass pin flares unevenly. That isn't right. Why? Put ginger in arc. The orange light ripples as you push through the arc. You leave the input of ginger oil within the workbench bound and carefully withdraw your hand. You intone the word of essential nature, but it wavers as you speak it. The input of ginger oil and the brass pin are too varied to evoke a single alchemical nature. So So yeah, wave ginger. You waft the scent of ginger around the room. Okay, so maybe we need to open it and then wave it. Maybe we should cancel it at this point. Maybe the order's right. What do we think?
I also said that the pin and the ginger oil are too varied.
That's because we had both of them inside the ark. So obviously you can combine things inside the ark, but that's not what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to combine the brass with the ginger. We're supposed to create an atmosphere of ginger.
Okay. I'd read that as being that
Oh, we've missed something here. We missed the peppermint. I forgot the peppermint because it says fiery principles plural. The peppermint is also.
Oh,
No,
that's cooling.
yeah, the mint is the cooling one.
Oh no, you're right. You are right. Yeah. Why does it say the nature of the brass pin flares unevenly? That isn't right.
So, I mean, I was going to suggest to try exactly what you did, but use the peppermint, not the ginger.
Why?
To be and it's a brass pin is naturally cold, so you use peppermint because it's naturally cold.
But I think we're trying to follow the instructions, aren't we?
Fiery principles. Prepare an atmosphere of fiery principles.
But it does also say that peppermint is a fiery principle.
No, it says peppermint.
There's a cooling.
Go back to the main text. What did it say in the
An input of ginger essence for a fiery ritual, or mint for cooling effect. Citronella strengthening seaweed has something to do with breath. I'm just going to carry on and see what happens. What was the next thing? Compound the atmosphere with a resinous note.
Oils.
What?
Sorry. They're both essential oils, but different essential oils. Sorry, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll compound the atmosphere with a resinous note. That's the rosemary, right?
Did you pick the pin up? You haven't picked the pin up, have you?
Picked it up? No, it's still inside the ark.
Yeah, cool.
You wave the sprig and inhale its distinct resinous aroma. The fiery reek of ginger seems to shift to a cleaner, more gentle scent. Okay, and then we intone the lesser phlogistical saturation. Is it intone? Intone. Phlogistical saturation. You begin the lesser phlogistical saturation. The sounds try to bend and smear on your lips, but you're on your guard and you hold clearly to the formula. Nonetheless, something must be wrong. The words seem to fall flat. Okay, I'm going to start all this again. What was cancel?
You now need to put the ginger inside the ark.
What? Why?
I may have missed this because I've been freezing in and out, but wouldn't you pour some of the ginger oil on it?
It's prepare an atmosphere of fiery principles.
Okay.
I mean, this preparing an atmosphere business, like we also need to compound the atmosphere with a resinous note, right? So this is the same, prepare an atmosphere, compound the atmosphere, and the instruction is wave the rosemary. So it's not pouring on something, it's just making the smell. It's opening the input and waving it to make the smell. Which is what we're getting. I'm going to stop it and just start everything again.
Okay. I mean, basically, where my mind was, the thing that you did something where we had the ginger and the pin, and it said they're not similar enough.
Yeah,
To
that's
me, that was
because
the right thing to do. We just didn't. It shouldn't be the ginger, but now we've modified the ginger, so now we can use the modified ginger, and maybe it is the right thing to do. That's as far as I've got. Is that just trying to read between the lines of when we did something wrong, how close we were to getting it.
Okay, I'm going to start again from scratch. Open ginger. Wave ginger. You waft the scent of ginger around the room. Place pin on arc. You put the brass pin onto the workbench bound. What's the binding word? Is it just binding word? Word of binding. Say word of binding. Oops. You speak the elementary word of binding, nothing happens. Why? Okay. Invoke the simple sealing word. Okay. Wait, what is the word of binding? Elementary word of binding, simple sealing word. Oh.
If you go back, there
We
was
don't
an
need to do the word of
elementary
binding
word
at
of
all, do we?
binding.
We don't need to do the word of binding. The word of binding doesn't figure in this. There's no word of binding required. It's the sealing I need to do.
Mm.
The art begins to glow orange around the brass pin, and then it's the essential word of essential nature. You intone the word of essential nature, the metallic nature of the brass pin rises to the surface. There we go. So what happened was, I didn't create the atmosphere at the right time, right? So I opened the ginger and it said you could smell it, and then I did the sealing word, and then I waved the ginger.
Mm-hmm.
So around the room. So even though the room smelled of ginger, because I'd already sealed the arc, the ginger wasn't in the arc inside where the pin was, I guess. So that's, although now I do the rosemary, and the rosemary can get through the sealed arc. So maybe that doesn't make sense. But that is the next thing to do, isn't it? Wave rosemary.
it might just have been a timing thing because we faffed around with
Yeah.
doing lots of other things, didn't we?
Yeah.
Next thing is the rosemary, right? Yeah.
This
Compound the
this window
atmosphere.
that you keep opening,
Yeah.
is it blocking access to the other window, or can you just move it onto another screen?
I could. I thought people would want to see what I'm looking up. Is it annoying that I keep flashing it up?
No, it's just that if you could just keep sliding it in and out then instead of having to keep opening it. That's all.
Oh, I see what you mean. I suppose I could. I can't see you lot then if I do that.
Oh, well, there's two benefits in one.
That might be a win-win.
I mean,
But
should
by
be
the way, I might have missed this, but is there a score indicator on this anywhere?
a score, not that
So
we
we
can
know
see.
when we've got something right. Yeah.
Don't know.
If there is one, we haven't got any.
Yeah. You wave the sprig and inhale its fresh resinous aroma. The fiery reek of ginger seems to shift to a cleaner, more gentle scent. And then lesser phlogistical saturation. Intone phlogistical saturation. You
I'm
begin the.
wondering if you can copy and paste out of that window.
I can probably just go back through my previous things actually as well, and yeah, maybe I can copy and paste. There's probably a way of abbreviating these things. You begin the lesser phlogistical saturation. The sounds try to bend and smear on your lips, but you are on your guard and you hold clearly to the formula. The energy slowly converges. The orange light flares, drawing together the blended aromas and the words that you speak. When the light fades, a symbol shines on the surface of the brass pin. The short, straight bit of brass, no longer than your thumb joint, a tiny symbol shines from one side, the alchemical sign for basic saturation. Do we have the calipers? We do. And we also have this steel bolt, which means that we could probably do the same with the steel bolt.
Doesn't have to be brass though. Does this only clean brass? Or?
I think the brass pin only cleans brass, but the steel bolt could clean steel, obviously.
So if you come across something that is genuinely rusty, we can.
Yeah, well, like the hatch in the floor, for example. I'm just guessing here.
So do we need to touch the pin to the calipers then?
Yeah, shall I do that?
Definitely.
Okay. Touch calipers with pin. You carefully lay the basic saturation symbol against the calipers. With a loud crackle, the symbol discharges. Sparks dance over the calipers. The tarnished brass flakes and vibrates. Within moments, the calipers are gleaming brightly. The alchemical energies fade, leaving a perfectly polished instrument. Take that, Sarge, you think, with some smugness. Score. There is no score in this story. Sorry, Woods. There might be Steam achievements, though. Should we do it again? So we've got it in hand, or is it still charged?
Chris,
Yeah.
that sounds like a whole load of hot air to me.
So the symbol has left the pin. So we could recharge it in case we come across some more brass, yeah? Okay. Let's see if I can remember this. And then we could do the same.
It'll be in your history.
Yeah, I can just go right up here.
Can you undo it though? Because what if we need the brass pin for something else? And it's charged all wrong.
There's still a brass pin. I mean, if we need to charge it with something else, then I guess we come back and.
I wouldn't do it again.
Else. You wouldn't?
No.
I think I'm with Rosie. If we come across needing to do it again, then we come back and do it again. But
okay. Let's have a look at this iron panel then.
Is there a save, by the way?
Probably. Yep. Ooh. Where am I going to save it? I don't even have a. Oh, I'm just going to put it here. I'm just going to do Hadean Lands 01 for now. I haven't even got a folder for it or anywhere to save it, so just busily exposing my folder structure to the entire world.
Now everyone knows you're on Windows.
Ooh. Yeah, let's look at this panel. You've seen the iron panel before, of course. It's some kind of service hatch, but it's apparently been shut forever. It's been shut since forever and a quarter. It's faintly rusty around all its edges, and the steel bolts that hold it down are worse.
Oh, you're so clever, Chris. It's like you've played an adventure game before.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're in tutorial mode, right? It's basically teaching us, but it's not holding our hand, really. It's, we're learning the basics of how to do some of the things that are going to be important in the game, presumably. So it's immediately giving us an opportunity to use what we've learned. Okay, so looking at the bolts is no different. I'm just going to look at the door. It's closed. Okay. I just wasn't sure whether we could even leave, But let's open the door. So this is the door in the north wall. You pull the door open, then you nearly fall down, so sharp is your disorientation. Only your grip on the door convinces you that you are still standing upright. A Hadean land lies outside the lab door. I'm sure this wasn't in the regs. The east side corridor is missing, or most of it is missing. A foot or so of ordinary tile floor is at your feet, but beyond that the corridor is cut away as if by a knife. Beyond is a barren grey wasteland, a Hadean land, deadly to any breathing life. Unweathered grey rocks and dead dust rest under bright unwinking stars. Ooh. Sugar. Oh, so you can see this on the map. Here's the crack, and then this presumably is the hatch, and this is the workbench. Ah, this is the workbench with an arc on it, and there's another one over here, and here, and here. Interesting. But this doesn't exist. This is a. Oh, what is this? The layout of His Majesty's Marcher, the unanswerable retort, by the hand of Ensign J. Forsyth in the throes of crisis. Well, that's us, right? We're Forsyth. We're Ensign J. Forsyth, and we are in the throes of crisis.
So where's the door that we just opened?
Here.
Sorry, you say here, but that doesn't mean.
Can you see my mouse?
Okay, so it was
Just a lag.
in the north wall. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is gone, although.
But the door's there, but everything the other side of the door has gone.
Yeah.
So this map's not actually real accurate then.
Yeah, well, it's not clear whether this is our map of what the unanswerable retort is supposed to be, like from our memory.
But there's another way of getting to the north of that door.
There is.
So the iron trapdoor leads down a chute into a corridor.
Yeah.
And if you follow that corridor around, you get to something lab?
Mechanical lab, down to the herbarium, herbarium for the Americans, and the chymic lab. So
and
yeah,
both of those labs have doors that go onto that corridor, which might allow us to get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's close the door again.
And it looks like the crystal or what the whatever it is. Is it just stopping us from going into like a little cupboard?
It does. It does. Yes. And also it looks like it extends to the crawlway and it prevents us going any further east there as well. And it looks like there are others here, for example, and up here.
Oh God, there's loads of them.
There are.
Presumably at some point we'll find a ritual for dissolving weird rifts in space and time.
I guess so. It seems a bit odd that we get the whole map. Like,
yeah.
Is that really intentional? It feels like we should just be, we should just be exposing parts of the map as we find them.
On the other hand, this is our lab. So you could argue that we know our way around.
That's true.
I like having the map.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get our bearings easier. Okay. Let's
And so was I correct in remembering that it said that going east would be problematic?
Yeah, because that's where the rift is.
Because it's
Yeah.
blocked by crystal.
The assumption is that we are blocked going in that way because of this.
Yeah, if I say east, it says you try to push through the fracture, but the surface is impenetrable. The east side of the room and the supply closet are inaccessible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a supply closet.
There we go. Okay, well,
my assumption was that something had occurred with all of the stuff that's in the supply closet to cause. I mean, obviously, that was just my initial assumption.
So you're going to clean the steel things?
I am.
Yeah.
See if I can remember it. Open the ginger, wave the ginger, put the bolt in the arc.
Seal it.
Say sealing word. Right. Say word of essential. What was it? Essential nature. We need to bring out its essential nature. The metallic nature of the steel bolt rises to the surface. Wave the rosemary. You wave the sprig and inhale the fresh resinous aroma. And then you
do the incantation thing.
say, what's it? Intone. Back in here, isn't it? Intone the phlogistical thingamajig. Oh, I can't go back that far.
I can't remember it even when I'm looking at it.
Intone phlogistical. Lip. Saturation. Lesser phlogistical saturation.
What the hell is phlogistical?
Saturation.
Mike explained phlogistical to us.
Oh, that's the fire thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, in the old days, the concept of the ether was just the thing that you traveled through. Phlogiston was the thing that exists that creates fire. So wood contains phlogiston because you can set it alight. Obviously, wood doesn't burn. The phlogiston in the wood burns. But
Okay. A symbol shines on the surface of the steel bolt. So touch hatch with bolt. Oh, get bolt. Touch hatch with bolt. Carefully lay the basic saturation symbol against the steel bolts. Bloody, 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 blah. Bolt heads rattle as their rust sublimes away. The display of alchemical energy slowly dies away, leaving the hatch and its bolts bright and clean. Open hatch. You twist at the first of the steel bolts. It's still tight, but it reluctantly begins to turn. After several minutes of scraped and reddening hands, you've loosened all of the bolts. You lift the hatch open and peer down into dim crawl space.
one thing I was going to ask, Chris, just given that this is is this a new UI or do you think it's an old one? I was just wondering whether the tab key might work the way that. So if you start typing a command, just hit tab and see if it will complete it for you.
Nope.
Okay.
Secondary lab crawl space. You're in a low, dimly lit corridor that runs from east to west. A hatch by your duct head opens to the laboratory above. To the east, the crawl space is interrupted by another fracture, or perhaps the same one you saw in the lab, but this is different. You can see a figure caught behind the fracture. You peer closer in the gloom. That's Lieutenant Andrews, apparently frozen mid-step. What's she doing down here? And why is she carrying an alchemical reagent jar? A chymic flask rests nearby. It reeks of rubbing alcohol. Get the flask. Let's look at Andrews. Jana Andrews is a pinch-faced lieutenant in the lumber department, or, as it's officially named, stores and supply. You've occasionally dealt with her when you're sent to fetch this or that from the March's storerooms. Now she's sneaking around in the crawlways, or she would be if she weren't frozen in a fracture, escaping, like you, from the retort's catastrophe? But her attitude is somehow furtive rather than uncertain. Andras is carrying a reagent jar. You can't make out its label, however. Looking at the jar, Andras is carrying an alchemist's jar. Not an ordinary flask like the ones you use every day, but a full-size reagent jar from stores. Why? Unfortunately, the way she's holding it, you can't see the label or the contents.
So in terms of the storyline, we're in our labs. That's why we know the whole map.
Yeah.
But something catastrophic has happened.
Yeah.
Which has caused these fractures and these...
Yeah, we were knocked unconscious.
We were knocked unconscious and our friends are trapped in time or something.
Our acquaintances, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also appears as if they were up to something. Maybe they were trying to prevent whatever happened from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they caused it.
Or maybe they caused it. Okay, well, if I say exit, we can go west or up. So let's go west. Mech Lab crawl space. The crawl space runs west and east from here. There's another closed hatch above you. It's even rustier than the last one. To the south, a few steps lead down to a dark doorway. Okay. First opening the iron panel, if I just try to go up. This hatch is even rustier than the first one. The bolts won't turn at all. Do we try doing the same again? Or is it giving us the hint that it won't work this time?
Probably won't, but you can try.
Yeah, surely you have to try.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it feels like we'll need a stronger reagent.
Well, the phlogistical thing we've got at the moment is the lesser phlogistical saturation, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was the thing that made it stronger? Was it alcohol?
Citronelle.
Oh, citronelle.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't got any of that.
I don't think there was anything about alcohol, was there? Just that
There
there was a
one
smell of
the things-
alcohol because that's what we're using to clean things with.
That was just when we woke up as well. We could smell
Yeah.
alcohol.
There's their citronelle is strengthening.
Oh, hang
Yeah,
on.
It's just citronelle that's
Ah.
strengthening.
Okay, so we've got a new ritual for the cleansing of rust. We were able to substitute steel for brass. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's try it again, I guess.
I wonder if there's a way to invoke it without having to do all the steps now that you know it.
Can you say just do basic rust cleansing in script?
Yeah, don't know.
But wouldn't we need, at the very least, we'd need to be in a room that has an arc
Yeah.
Yes.
workbench.
Yes.
Do rust cleansing ritual. You take the steel bolt from the workbench bound. You conjure a basic saturation symbol onto the steel bolt.
Nice.
Brilliant. I'm going to close the ginger in case it all... That's lovely.
That's it. It's a relief, actually.
Yeah, real relief. Well done.
Yeah, I was literally going, maybe what we should do is have another document where you have all the steps and you can just copy and paste all that stuff. Like, yeah, he's 10 steps ahead of us. That's much easier.
Yeah, do the thing.
Work out how to do the thing, but once you've worked it out, just do it.
Maybe that's the case with everything we've learned in that
Yeah.
box.
So I've just tried put bolt on hatch. You carefully lay the basic saturation symbol against the iron panel. The symbol discharges with a muted buzzing sound. Sparks fly from the bolts and a bit of rust sifts down, but the charge doesn't seem to be sufficient this time. this hatch is going to require something stronger.
Look out for citronelle then.
Yeah. So we can go south, right? Oh, crap.
Down? Was it down?
Yeah, south is down.
You step through the doorway, feeling blindly downward with your foot for the invisible floor. Void. Something is wrong. Something is missing. You are adrift, without reference. You never found the floor. You can't remember where it was supposed to be. Something is drawing you in. You awaken again. Secondary alchemy lab. The lab is unsettlingly dim but familiar. In fact, exactly as it was before. Rough wooden walls, the broad stone surface of the workbench, the lab door to the north, it's closed. Some kind of fracture still blocks the east side of the room from you. On a side table you see a sheet of instructions, a sprig of rosemary, 2 impets of essential oil, peppermint and ginger, a pair of tarnished calipers and a brass pin. Next to the table an iron panel is set in the floor. A worn steel bolt is lying half hidden under the workbench. You fight off déjà vu. Everything is back as it was when you first awakened in the lab. The hatch is rusted shut. The supplies on the table are untouched. What in the name of... What just happened? Okay. So this thing can just reset.
Yeah. But not only do we have like the player memory and therefore can do a go a different path, but because we've also done other things, we can do it much quicker because we can just say...
Because we know the way to do it now.
Yeah.
So this is like Groundhog Day.
It is.
Yeah. It's interdimensional Groundhog Day.
Okay, so let's not go south. Oh, we need to... We still need to do the rust. Oh, what's it called?
We haven't actually used the calipers, have we?
No.
But so we need to clean the calipers and then unrustify the grate.
I mean, I can unrust the calipers. Should I do that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not unrust them. Clean them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Using
Untarnish
the
them.
brush. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. I've got there and saved, just so we don't have to do all that again.
I mean, I have a feeling that we will have to do all of that again.
I agree.
But
So that was south. Oh, look. Yes, we should have been warned about going south. Go west.
Yes.
Crawl.
It's definitely avoidable, isn't it?
Yeah. By looking at the map that is clearly not just based on our prior knowledge of the layout of the retort.
Well, it might be, because the way that this whole game started, we might have been doing this
for
days before.
Oh my God, Mike.
We've done all of this countless times.
Done all of this. We've mapped it all.
This is
Oh my God, that would explain the map.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And probably started doing it without a map and then went, shit, we really should write this map down and maybe have some way of making sure that we keep the map on us so that next time we do it.
Oh my God, thank goodness for pastels.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lou's watching this, but this is very Outer Wilds.
We've actually all finished this game already.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet. It's actually it's 8 o'clock, Chris.
I know it is 8 o'clock. So there we go. That was our first foray into Hadean lands.
I have to sign off, so see you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers, Woody.
Cheers, Woody. And cheers, everybody else. I hope you enjoyed that. That seemed like a nice, fun, but and complex, but not too hard and quite exciting start.
Yeah, it started off a bit weird.
Confusing.
It was particularly weird, and then it sort of went, have you played one of these games before? Yes. Okay. In that case, we'll just assume that you know how to do things. We're now going to introduce a whole bunch of things that has never been done in any game before.
I have to say though, Mike, I have spent most of the day grading student assignments and following instructions.
Oh.
Oh my God. Is it completely different than what the instructions were?
Yeah. Like, just read the flipping instructions and do exactly what it says. Don't imagine the question, So, yes. But I was really keen that we were being given everything that we needed. We didn't have to speculate or make stuff up. It was everything that we needed was being spelt out to us quite clearly if we just read it carefully and did it properly. So, yeah.
Is there any way we can have access to that map?
Send a screenshot over.
I will do. I'll share it with you all.
Yeah, it would be good to just have it next to us.
Cool.
Yeah, and then just like no, because I don't have, my brain is not that good in imagining.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll do it. In the meantime, I haven't finished the stream yet, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody who's watching and everyone who watches in the future. See you all. See you next week.